Real Madrid have decided to go very strong on a new centre-back for the summer transfer window. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, updates from Leverkusen to Madrid, especially Real Madrid with many movements to mention. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, movements on the market, many things happening, and let me start from Leverkusen, because yesterday here on my platform YouTube, but also in the recent days, in the recent weeks, I've been telling you several times how Liverpool are looking at Jeremy Frimpong as a strong option to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is heading to Real Madrid. Real Madrid want Trent to be part of their squad for the club's World Cup. Conversations advancing between Liverpool and Jeremy Frimpong on the contract, 5-year deal being discussed, the salary and all the details of the project, but Frimpong is understood super keen on joining Liverpool. He would love to join Liverpool in the summer transfer window, so Jeremy Frimpong is absolutely pushing for this move. He wants to go, he wants to try something different, and so Frimpong wants to wear the red shirt next season. And also Liverpool approached Bayer Leverkusen to maintain a very good relationship with the club, to inform them on their intention to discuss a deal for Jeremy Frimpong. He's the main candidate to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, club-to-club talks, because there is a risk clause, 35 million euros, but Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen want to discuss the structure of the eventual deal. So conversations ongoing, as usual top clubs do when there is an important deal like this one. And so Frimpong and Liverpool deal absolutely on. Jonathan Tah, let me mention what I said at the end of April. Bayern are back in the race, leading the race for Jonathan Tah. Let me explain one thing. Barcelona are not going for Jonathan Tah to close the deal so far, not because of financial fair play problems, but because they have many centre-backs. Of course, they have at the club players like Ronald Araujo, who extended the contract in January, Christensen, Eric Garcia, then of course Inigo Martinez, who also extended the contract, Pau Cubarsí, who is part of the future project. So for Barcelona is already very busy in terms of centre-backs, and this is why Barca in November, they thought that maybe a defender was going to leave the club. This is not happening at this stage, and this is why Barcelona are still not closing the deal for Jonathan Tah. Is not a financial problem, is linked to many centre-backs present in the squad for Hansi Flick so far. That's why Barcelona are not proceeding, and that's why Bayern are advancing. 3-year deal on the table. Jonathan Tah was already keen on joining Bayern 1 year ago. Bayern are now pushing to get the deal done, waiting for the final answer of the player. But Bayern want Jonathan Tah, and Bayern want the deal to happen before the Club World Cup. So negotiations ongoing, also because Eric Dier will go to Monaco. It was a story from a few weeks ago. It was here we go for Eric Dier to Monaco, and now Bayern are working hard on the deal for Jonathan Tah. Mentioning defenders, guys, an important update is also coming from Madrid, because Real Madrid will go to sign a new centre-back in the summer transfer window. It's a decision made together with the coach, the future coach, Xabi Alonso. In one of the first meetings he had with the Real Madrid board, he's been very clear. He wants to proceed with a new centre-back for the summer transfer window. And Real Madrid have accepted this desire. You remember that in April, in March, Real Madrid were considering to bring in a new centre-back. Then they decided against this. Now, Real Madrid have decided to go very strong on a new centre-back for the summer transfer window. There are 3 main names on Real Madrid list. One is William Saliba, the dream target for Real Madrid. But for Saliba, the deal remains absolutely complicated, because Arsenal have no intention to let the player go. Arsenal want to keep the player, and Arsenal are speaking to William Saliba to offer him a new deal, to improve his salary, and to try keep the player at the club. They know Real Madrid are pushing. They know Real Madrid will be pushing also in the future if the deal doesn't happen this summer. But for sure, Arsenal want to keep Saliba at least this summer at the club for Mikel Arteta. But he remains a dream target for Real Madrid. Remember what I told you, they consider him the Bellingham of the defenders. Then another name, Ibrahima Konate from Liverpool, in negotiations over new deal, but there is still no full agreement on some crucial points, and so important to mention that Konate is also another name in the list of Real Madrid, out of contract in 2026. So a situation to follow for sure, the one of Ibrahima Konate, one of the names on the short list of the club for the centre-back position. And then the other name is Huijsen. For Dean Huijsen, the situation remains one to watch. Why? Because Dean Huijsen has a release clause, so compared to the other two cases, it's not that difficult in terms of negotiations, because you don't have to negotiate with the club. At least you can discuss a payment structure, but it's not a big problem in that case. £50 million, but also Real Madrid already know that the player would be super keen on joining them. That's always been the case. So what's the situation for Dean Huijsen? The English clubs are very aggressive, want to close the deal as soon as possible. Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, these three clubs are ready to pay the clause and go strong for the deal for Dean Huijsen, so to try to agree with the player. But then there is also Real Madrid in the race, because the player is still waiting and hoping to see what happens with Real Madrid. He's obviously Spanish. Real Madrid is an incredible opportunity potentially for him, and so Real Madrid remain in the race for Dean Huijsen with the release clause and with the opportunity to advance on this deal if Real Madrid decide to proceed. If Real Madrid decide to go strong, Dean Huijsen is still waiting for them. Dean Huijsen is still hoping for this opportunity. Otherwise, of course, there is Premier League. There are Premier League clubs involved. Chelsea are still there, Liverpool are still there, Arsenal are still there. Financially, they are ready to advance, the English clubs. Then we have to see what happens with Real Madrid in the next weeks, because for sure, Real Madrid are absolutely to be considered in the race, with Xabi Alonso now arriving at the club and telling the club how important would be for him to bring in a new centre-back in the summer transfer window, potentially before the club's World Cup, because this will depend on the timing of the negotiation. But Real Madrid need a new centre-back in the view of the new coach Xabi Alonso, and so they are still in the race for Dean Huijsen. That's always been the case. Timing, really important. Huijsen wants to decide his squad, his future club, as soon as possible. Chelsea are there, Liverpool are there, Arsenal are also there, but Real Madrid have a special place in the heart of Dean Huijsen, and that's why now we have to see what's going to happen in terms of discussions, in terms of timing, in terms of negotiation. Also, how much Real Madrid want to invest, because the plan is very clear on this case. The plan is for Real Madrid to invest on a centre-back and also to consider a new left-back as a strong possibility for the new coach Xabi Alonso, because Real Madrid will sign a centre-back, but again, also left-back is a concrete possibility. Right-back position is covered. Trent Alexander-Arnold is coming. Dani Carvajal is returning from his injury. Lucas Vazquez will leave the club after the club's World Cup, so the plan is to continue with Lucas Vazquez at the club's World Cup and then leave the club in the summer transfer window after the World Cup to help Real Madrid till the very end and then go as a free agent. But on the left, Real Madrid could make one more signing. So centre-back, an absolute priority for Xabi Alonso, but also a left-back could be added to the squad. So it's going to be a busy start of the summer for Real Madrid. They are preparing the movements, and for sure, remember the names. The dream, Saliba, but really complicated. Ibrahima Konate, out of contract, but also not an easy one. And then Dean Huijsen, with a release clause, but with a strong, let's say, competition from Premier League with Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Dean Huijsen to Saliba, Konate, but also Jonathan Tah, Frimpong. I wait for your opinion here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.